Okay, welcome to our presentation on study abroad for business students at Wichita State University. My name is Ann Berger. I'm Associate Director for Study Abroad and Exchange Programs, and I'm also going to be joined by a business student, Brandon Denoncourt, who participated in one of our programs, and he'll share a little bit later. So first, why study abroad? There are a lot of reasons why students choose to study abroad. We have a few of those listed up here on the screen. The one that I really like to point out to business students in particularly is the one on developing a global resume. And what we mean by that is it really kind of gives you an opportunity to put something down on your resume that has like an international experience that can help you set yourself apart from other applicants and really make yourself more marketable. And that could be done, when you're doing interviews, applying for jobs, whether it be internships or jobs after you graduate. But I know it's helped students also even during career fairs. So it's a great way to really make yourself more marketable. Of course, it's also a really good opportunity to be able to explore other cultures and countries, visiting new places, making friends from all over the world, and really the list just kind of goes on. So when and where, we offer study abroad programs for students, usually in your sophomore or junior year. Typically for business students, they will study abroad junior year if they're doing a semester-long exchange program, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it can depend on which program you're doing on what might fit best, whether you should look at trying to do it during your sophomore or junior year, or even if it's possible to do one during your senior year as well. And then we do have programs all over the world. So we have programs in a lot of different countries, and this presentation will mostly focus on the business programs and some of those opportunities that we have available for business students that are one of the most popular ones that our students usually will go on. So we have kind of four main programs that students can choose from for study abroad. The first one would be our WSU exchange programs. And those are going to be through our exchange partner universities. So we have agreements with different universities that our students can go study at for a semester, a year, and in some cases, summer programs. And I will talk a little bit more specifically about some of the ones for business students here in just a bit. The second option would be our WSU faculty-led programs. Those tend to be shorter programs, usually offered in the summer. Some of them are going to be 1 to 2 week travel seminars, and then we have others that might be 3 to 6 weeks in length in the summer as well, various different options that we have available, and I'll be talking about two of those that we have through the Barton School of Business during this presentation. Then a third option is the Mid-America Universities International, or MAUI for short, and that is a consortium of over 25 different universities in Europe. And it's similar to our exchange program. Students can go through that consortium. It's primarily going to be for a semester or year-long exchange. Many of them do offer business courses taught in English, so that's an additional option that students can look at, as well as the WSU exchange programs. And then the fourth one would be our independent program providers. And those are going to be certain study abroad providers that we work with, basically in order just to kind of open up more options for students. A lot of times in locations that maybe we don't already have through an exchange program or through a faculty-led program, they have many more opportunities that students can also choose from. So is study abroad expensive? The one great thing about the WSU exchange programs and the MAUI consortium is that students can pay their regular WSU tuition fees during their program. And so those are going to be semester, year-long, and we do have some summer for the exchange programs. So the costs are the same when it comes to tuition. The cost of living is based on where the student goes, but oftentimes it can be very comparable to living on the WSU campus or living in an apartment in Wichita, and sometimes even less expensive. And then for our faculty-led programs, students also pay based on WSU tuition. And again, the cost of living can be pretty comparable We do try to work with a lot of our partners, universities and different program providers to come up with good options that are affordable. And then we do have a lot of study abroad scholarships available. And so we always encourage students to apply for those through our office. We have a number of different funding sources that we award scholarships each year for all, semester, year-long, and summer programs. There are other departments on campus as well that offer scholarships, including the Barton School of Business, depending on what program the student might be going on. In addition, there are the outside scholarships that students can apply for, and a few of those are listed up on the screen. We've had business students that have received the Gilman Scholarship in the past, and that one is primarily based on financial need. There's others for Japan, Germany as well, that we have exchange partners with that students can apply for. So once a student knows kind of when and where they want to go, then we can help them with that process and kind of finding what scholarships might be available in order to help with the funding to pay for the program. So I had mentioned earlier that we have the WSU Exchange Program. And so up on the screen, you'll see some of our exchange partner universities, and these are the ones that are specifically with business schools located in Europe. And these are all universities that do offer business courses taught in English. And some of them also offer basic like culture, language courses, but primarily business students would go to take courses related to their major or a business minor or some of their core requirements taught in English and transfer them back for their degree. And as I mentioned previously, students do get a pay based on WSU tuition and fees when they do these programs. All of them are available for semester or year long, and some of them do offer the summer options. And in addition to these universities, we do have other exchange partner universities, and all of them are listed on our website. There are other places that we also send business students that aren't necessarily specifically with a business school. Japan being one that does offer business courses taught in English, so we do tend to send business students there. Also Mexico, we have another one in South Korea. So there are other options as well that do have business courses taught in English that students can go to on a similar semester, year-long, or possibly summer exchange. The faculty-led programs that's done through the Barton School of Business is called Global Entrepreneurship Experience. And that one is offered in France. And usually it's going to be offered for 6 weeks in the summer. And for this particular program, students will enroll in 2 business courses, the International Business 333 and the Entrepreneurship 310. We do have options if a student has already taken one or both of those, that they could enroll in other upper division business courses in the same subject area. So this program could be available for any student, regardless where you might be at within your business degree. The courses are taught in English by a WSU professor, as well as a professor from the ESC Poe Business School, which is the university that we partner with on for this particular program. They do have class excursions throughout France as part of the program, and I'm going to let Brandon talk more about that. But I do also want to mention, as listed up there on the screen, we have scholarships, special scholarships available for this particular program in the amount of $5,000 each. And that can actually cover the majority of the costs for doing the summer study abroad program. Those are based on your academic merit. So we require an overall GPA of a 3.25, as well as financial need in order to be eligible for the scholarships. We have more information on that on our website as well. So now Brandon is going to share a little bit about his experiences with that summer program.
Hi everyone, like Ann said, my name is Brandon Dinencore. It's a pleasure to be speaking to you all. So my summer that I went, there was 13 WSU students that went, and I want to say almost everyone, maybe everyone but 1 or 2 people did get a scholarship. So like Ann said, make sure you fill those out. It really helped out. It paid for almost all of the schooling part of it, and then I just paid for all the extracurricular stuff that I wanted to do. But so in this slide here, we have a bunch of photos, and we worked for a French wine company on a marketing and exporting research project for them. So we had 2 3-week sessions for the school. The first 3 weeks was taught by Professor Chang, the WSU professor, and we would have class from 9 a.m. till about 2 in the afternoon with the lunch break. The class was super easy though, in the terms of you don't have homework, you're not going back to your dorm room and studying for hours or anything like that, or working on busy work. So that's really nice. What you're doing is working on a project for whichever company you work for when you go over there. So we work on a semester long, or not a semester, summer long project, I'm sorry. And what my group did is we worked on, they wanted to expand to different markets. So we realized that the US would probably be the best market for them to enter into. And then we came up with a plan for them, contacted distributors, suppliers, all sorts of stuff like that, and figured out their way into the United States market. We also figured out what they would need to do to their bottle to change it to help sell it in America compared to what they're selling in France. They had a very sleek minimalist design over there that would work well over here, but their labeling would have to change quite a bit considering it's all in French and it would need to be in English here. And the way they classify wine in the different countries is quite a bit different than it is in the United States. So that was really a cool experience. Like I said, 3 days a week. So we went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, didn't have a whole lot of homework, which was nice other than the research we wanted to do on our own time. And then anytime we got stuff done early, we would get out of class early. You know, if we had all of our research done that we needed to complete that day, we'd get out early. And then, so the coolest thing I would say, one of my favorite parts of the trip is when Professor Chang actually toured us around Bayonne. He took us a tour around the town. That picture on the bottom there, he took us to the beach a couple classes. So for 2 of our class periods, we got to go and learn a little bit on the beach. And then we went and played football, which all the French people thought was pretty interesting to watch. So that was always a fun time. In the top corner there, we're at the winery and we're in the vineyards there. So it was a really pretty, very cool up in the mountains. And then one of the things we did a lot is we would have taco parties or pasta parties. We would all cook in someone's room and bring our little tables in and we would all hang out together. So it was a really cool experience. You know a lot of people on campus, but then you go and you spend 6 weeks with some people and they'll be your best friends for life. I still talk to almost all of these guys guys and girls I went with almost every day. We have a group message that we're always chit chatting or trying to hang out and do something. You also got to tour ESC Po, which is the Po Business School that we're partnering with for this study abroad experience. And that was a really cool tour. It was really cool to see a French university, how things were different, how they were similar. And you also got to tour the town of Po and King Henry's Castle, which was really cool. Lastly, on this slide, we got to eat at the French winery. But the coolest thing about the trip, besides studying, as much fun as that sounds, like Anne was talking about, is the experiences, the stuff you get to see, and the ability to travel. So while I was there, I went to 5 different countries. The top left there, we went to Switzerland and hiked up in the Swiss Alps, which was a lot of fun. That was probably the most beautiful place we went to. Of course, we spent about 5 days in Paris, which was really fun. We saw the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe in the photo there. We went to Rome, toured the Colosseum, which was the coolest historic thing. The San Sebastian, Spain was Professor Chang. That's what he recommended us for do. So that was the only trip we actually all went on together. All 13 of us went down there and we got Airbnbs and stayed real close to the beach and had just tons of fun laying on the beach and hanging out together. Paris was tons of fun. And then the coolest thing I did definitely the whole time I was there was I did the bull run in Pamplona, Spain. So I ran with the bulls. Millions of people go to that festival every year and it's every year. So it's really fun, something you could do as well while you're there if you do this study abroad. But you can traveling is super cheap. You can take flights, overnight buses, trains. There's so many different modes of transportation. So as long as you plan things out, you can get to different countries really cheap. I mean, I'm talking 100 euros round trip to go to a different country, just travel wise, and then 50, 60 bucks, depending how many people for Airbnbs or hotels, stuff like that. If you ever have any questions, though, feel free to get my contact info from Anne.
All right, thanks, Brandon. So now hopefully you're maybe a little more interested about doing a study abroad program. And I always tell students it's never too early to start planning. Even if you're an incoming freshman, start looking at your options and what program might be a good fit for you. So I would encourage you to go to our website, thewichita.edu/study abroad links. And that's just a good starting point. It kind of lays out the different steps for you, and you can see what we have in the way of information sessions to kind of get things going. And then you'll get connected with our office on kind of trying to select a study abroad program, as well as connected with your academic advisor on how that will fit in, and then eventually applying for the program. And you can see kind of what the deadlines are. If you are going to do a semester-long program or a year-long program, you really do need to be planning quite a bit in advance. So February 15th for a fall program, September 15th for a spring program. And then we don't really have a specific deadline for summer applications. That can vary quite a bit depending on the program, but I always encourage students to try to plan about the fall semester ahead if you can of that summer, so that you can look at all your options and not miss out on any deadlines, not miss out on any scholarships that might be available, so that you have plenty of time to plan and budget for it and work with our office to come up with the best option that's going to fit for you. And then lastly, if you have any questions at all, feel free to just reach out to me directly. My email is up on the screen. It's the best way to get a hold of me. Also, take a look at our website, explore a little bit on the different options of programs that are available. Our Facebook page is a great way too, just to learn more about what other students are doing. We try to highlight students that are doing study abroad programs. So we hope that you will consider including a study abroad program as part of your business degree. And we look forward to helping and working with you in the future with all of your study abroad plans. Thank you.